welcome back everyone, welcome back to the quarterfinals of Sparkling Tuna Cup number 83, the TLMC, the Team Liquid Map Contest 20 edition. Oh boy, there's been an intense series that's been going on here off stream, at least off of the main English stream. ByuN versus Eba. ByuN and Eba, they are one of the final quarterfinals matches still ongoing, and we are tied up 1-1. We went all the way to the ace match, and we are here to determine who will make it through into the semis. Will it go the way of the Terran? Will it go the way of the Zerg? As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Killer's Mile, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player from the land of the UK, representing the Platinum Heroes, tying up the series in that last game and forcing the ace match. It is Eba. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of one in the chat as we are getting into the ace match here. Fun fact, I was asking Eba about the series, a little bit about what was going on, and Eba did mention that he was ahead in game one as well. That he was lamenting a little bit. He's like, it should have been a 2-0, Pappy, should have been a 2-0. Apparently Eba was ahead in game one, but he got overconfident, he got a little bit overexcited, did overextend, and did lose his lead in game one. In game two, he was able to close it out, and now we find ourselves in the ace match. We find ourselves in game three. Here we go. We'll see how this story ends. For those that are curious, it was a long late game. It was a 20-minute game on Last Fantasy. We saw late game compositions of Bio, Ghost, Liberator out of ByuN with Widowmines as well, and Eba of course going Lingbane, Hydra, Lurker, Viper as well. In the end, Eba was able to pull ByuN apart, able to pick away at him, but now we're getting into the ace match. Loading into something a little bit different here. Killer's Mile is where we did begin the night off, if you recall. The map itself is a little bit shorter, shorter rush distance by ground is what I will say, a little bit wider towards the edges, so we'll see how aggressive ByuN is planning on being. See if and when. As for now, standard opener, ranks expand out of ByuN, likewise hatch gas pool out of Eba. So far so good. So far so good. As we are going to be settling in. Likewise, ByuN, who was just trying to pick and decide on what map he wanted to play on, of course. As for a lot of these players, it's their first time competing on some of these maps. It's their first time. Like how there's just permanently, like, dead civilians here. Like, what's... Have you noticed? I guess in theme with the map name, Killer's Mile. I don't know what it's a reference to, outside of the name of the map maker, of course. Killer's Mile. There's dead Marines everywhere, Pappy. Oh no. Is that a sign of things to come? As for now, ByuN does go for the third CC, so that's going to be a third CC before Starport. Economic build out of our Terran player. Just an economic setup. Likewise, I do see Eba claiming his third. Dancing with the Reapers. Not losing any links yet. And we're settling it. It's going to be a third CC before Starport, leading into Hellion Banshee, most likely. So nothing too crazy here by ByuN. Crazy early on. There's so many, like, yeah, just just blood effects on the map. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. I wonder if you can see that over the creep once the creep gets here, or if it just covers everything. We'll see. Supernova. I haven't seen any movies yet, as well we do snipe one of the tumors. As we go there by ByuN, gets a tumor, backs off. As we mentioned, add-on swap into Hellion Banshee, so Hellion Banshees amassing up here from ByuN. Just a pretty standard setup here from ByuN, nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. Likewise, Eba droning, saturating is natural, getting into his eventual 3-base saturation. Queens are keeping up. No major losses so far. Now when it comes to the features of this map, so far it does seem like the rush distance by ground is a little bit shorter. Likewise, there is an entry point straight into the natural here from the left hand side, from the center of the map, which can be a factor, definitely. We'll see how ByuN does decide to approach his attack and his assault. Meanwhile, Eva going lair first. It is going to be a lair first opener out of our Zerg player. A pretty safe play here. It does mean he's going to delay his Evo chambers. He's going to delay his upgrades in favor of the faster lair, in favor of Baneling speed. So as you can see here, Baneling Nest is on the way, and typically this is lined up with the completion of the lair to rush into Baneling speed as quickly as possible. So just a really safe opener here from Eva. This does delay his 1-1 upgrades, but just make sure he's safe. Meanwhile, 2 more tumors going to be going down. Nice pick-offs here by ByuN. Does catch out those tumors. Likewise, ByuN taking his third. Will take his third. Has yet to really move out with his Banshees. First Banshee does arrive, but does not get a drone kill. 0 kills so far. Nice control here by Eva. Does preserve that mineral line. Lair is now done. Baneling speed should soon commence, as we are lacking a little bit of gas, so it's going to be a bit of a later Baneling speed here. A little bit delayed. Queens are keeping up. Eva getting his fourth. So far uncontested. Saturating his gases. There's that Baneling speed. ByuN pushing on the right hand side. Looking for a way in. Likewise, the center expansion does look quite a little bit more difficult to defend just because it is exposed to the center of the map, exposed to these cliff faces. Tank pushes can take advantage. Speaking of, tanks are building up back at home. Eva's just now getting into his own double Eva chambers, into his own double upgrades. Oh, does barely not catch out a Banshee. She does survive. But Eva, he has gone away with droning. He has gone away with droning. So far has been defending here with purely Queen, with 6 Queens to defend. To keep up with rotations, drones up heavily here, up to 3 bases, getting even a 4th fully saturated, and now he's embracing Ling Bane. Now when it comes to ByuN, here comes the 7-minute push. Here comes that 7-minute move out. We have tanks, we have stim, 1-1 upgrades are finishing up in a couple of seconds. Ideally, this push lines up with these upgrades. So very strong timing here from ByuN. And Eva has been droning this entire time, but now it's time to build up his army. Now it's time to be ready for the assault. Lings, they hit the third, but last Banshee at home to defend. Here comes the main move out. We have 2 tanks. 1-1 finishing up in a couple of seconds. Tanks getting over to the other side here of that wall. Eva going to try to engage. It's not going to be easy. Likewise, Banelings to get 3 SCV kills. Eva trying to come in from behind, does collapse in. And Banelings, they connect with the Hellbats at least. Hellbats going to be going down. Massive tank shots here on the Banelings. And Banelings, they take a lot of hits, they take a lot of damage. And in the end, the tanks will fall, but ByuN maintains his bio. Yeah, the Marines who survived that was a very awkward attack from Eva, losing out all of his queens, and he's going to lose everything here. Yeah, again, that fight was just a little bit too messy. Banelings are not ready, and ByuN, he does it. He breaks through the main army. Banelings will not finish in time, and ByuN is going for the kill. Yeah, one bad fight is sometimes all it takes. Eva played well up until that point, but GG gets called. The positioning was just too brutal, and ByuN will take the series 2-1. GG. GG, well played. Just a very, very rough position there for Eva. He bled out too much Ling Bane, did not have creep in position, and with that, ByuN, he snowballed into a win. Again, that 7-minute move out, that 7-minute push can be quite brutal. Can be quite brutal here. It can be difficult to deal with, and lasted overwhelm. And with that, GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he will claim the series, will advance on to the semifinals, and the question becomes, I mean, we already know. We already know who's waiting for him. Up next is going to be the semis between ByuN and Cristiano. Let's go. Cristiano has been patiently waiting. Did, of course, take down Geralt to make it to the semis, and now it's going to be a PvT between ByuN and Cristiano. Let's go. Have to very quickly set up.